So, what you just witnessed is something known as the rail stall and Lotus. So, I call it the Lotus technique because, as you saw, it rocks back and forth and then goes into a flower for center control. The rail stall is a bit of a technique against other attack types. As you saw, if you're here on this side, if you rail stall here, you want to kind of end up stalling out here and then coming into the center. It's a very hard rip. I am doing it obviously just on a normal winder launcher. And with Shark Edge, because Shark Edge is the hardest to control. So what you're going to do is you're going to launch it here. It's going to kind of stall on the rail. And what happens is because you have it tilted downwards, right? So because you have it tilted downwards, and I'm trying to do a lot of people have said on winder launchers, you and any launcher, you need to do this. For me, I find it easier to grip this entire bulb and keep pinched with these two fingers and then kind of control my angle with these back fingers, and also slight my wrist and control and then pull. But you want to be close here to this area of the rail. What this does is this helps you evade some of their stalling so you don't waste stamina. So that's a very basic technique. Combining it with Lotus Flower means you have a slightly steeper angle, meaning when it does finally get here, it still does the Lotus. Let me actually show you guys. And you could do this, I'll show you guys, you could do this even on a right-hand launch. It doesn't matter. I'll do it ambidextrous just to showcase that it's genuinely possible no matter what. So here's a right-hand launch. Again, you're going to come up, right? And if you're going to do specifically just the Lotus, you want to tilt and do a very hard launch. And you can see you don't ride the X rail until, right? You don't even touch the X rail until a little bit after. So you control the center for when they come back down and you stay in there longer. So you could do it right hand, you could do it left hand. I'm more practiced with my left, but to do it, you're going to do that same technique, slightly steeper, and you're going to angle it, shooting it here. If you angle it like this, let me actually show you guys without the hand guard, so that way. If you angle it like this, you're going to end up skipping to this area, which is also a strategy, but it doesn't work quite as well skipping over. You're better off sometimes just angling and slight skipping over like this and going over to the side to land there. But yeah, it's a super easy technique that you're putting two techniques. You're practicing stalling. I recommend practicing it here on this side. It's easiest. You're going to then practice it here once you get good. You're going to practice the Lotus, which is that rocking back and forth, which as you've seen is very easy, right? It's a steeper angle, but you're more forward. And then you're going to put the two together. So you have to get used to launching here without scraping, learning to judge that distance. You have to get used to, again, tilting down and occupying this space using the Lotus technique. This was one of the ways that I was able to use Drawn Sword to manipulate the base stadium. Once you launch, your manipulation of the base stadium is over. You've lost all control. So practice these on your own. Practice these techniques on your own. See what your opponent is doing. Adjust, utilize the techniques, but you can put techniques together. And when people are like, how did you win a tournament with a drawn sword? This is how. Putting techniques together, taking the motions and seeing if they could be done together.